Australia hires a woman to run the military. Maybe she can sink as many boats as that dumb in New Zealand. Remember that?
Yes.
She sank like a $500 million boat.
She's being court-martialed right now, I think.
Yep. In a historic first... Go ahead.
Lieutenant General Coyle will be the first woman in our nation's history to command the Australian Army. The government extends our sincere appreciation to the retiring Chief of Army, Lieutenant General Simon Stewart, AODSC.
Her achievement means that she will be the first woman to command a service in Australian history. And it is a deeply historic moment, one that should be noted. As Susan said to me, you cannot be what you cannot see. And
pause.
Susan's achievement...
Pause. Who came up with that line? So no one unusual looking can be ambitious? What if you have a green eye and a brown eye? That's very rare. It exists. Max, what's his name? Schreier?
Bowie, sort of.
The pitcher for the Mets? He had it. Okay. So now I can't be an astronaut because no one looks like an old drunk Colonel Sanders kitten? What are you talking about? It's just a hypothesis you came up with. And it's not been going well.
Be deeply significant to women who are serving in the Australian Defence Force today and women who are thinking about serving in the Australian Defence Force in the future.
What's the next one? On the slides? Or did you show all the slides? Oh my
picture.
God.
Yeah,
That's right out of a horror movie.
looks like she's already come pre-burnt.
She's already died. That didn't last very long.
Yeah, just that.
Oh my God. Hey, take a little step aside for a second here. This is still feminism.
Yeah.
But go to Woke Aussie in the kids today.
Okay.
It shows you what this mind virus can do. So it goes from the top to the bottom. The top of the military is a female because of bullshit woke politics, like you have to see it to be it. But this trickles all the way down to our children. And what happens next? They have this nihilistic attitude where they just hate not just themselves and other people, but society in general. And now they no longer value life at all, which is probably why we see so many of these shooters.
I don't care about human life at all, actually.
So you don't care if someone got a gun right now and just here? Like,
Actually, no, I don't.
Okay, wow.
Honestly.
Wow. So you just think human life has no value?
Yeah, I'm done with human life at this point.
Hi, this is Anthony Cumia.
And hello, I am Gavin McInnes.
Together, we're Compound Censored.
And we'd like you to subscribe to our network that has more fantastic content you could shake a stick at. Use this promo code for a one-time super offer.
Do it. It's uncensored and oh so entertaining.
So what has value then? To you, what has
Nothing.
value?
Whatever you want.
Yeah.
See ya.
See, you take away their gender, you take away their nation, you take away her femininity. What's left? Take away God, and she's just this wandering ship in the night. And all of a sudden, it's okay to kill her or kill everyone around her. This was an interesting story. It's not a mundane celebrity story about Warren Beatty. And yes, you're right. I meant Red Dawn yesterday when I said Reds. Sorry about that. I got Warren Beatty and John Milius's movies confused. I don't know why I hate this guy so much. I don't really have a great reason.
He looks very ill.
Well, he's Kevin Brennan's brother. Did you know that?
I know that. Yeah.
I guess he talks about his mental illness and his depression a lot. He did a whole comedy special on that, and he had 3 mics, and one of the mics was him doing jokes, and then the other one was, I forget, talking about his depression, and then the other one was, let's say, political. I forget what the third mic was, but talking about your depression like it's a disease, I don't know. It's depressing.
The Warren Beatty anecdote?
Sure. It's heartbreaking, though. You sure?
Yeah, if it's the one I think it is.
It is the one you think it is.
Warren Beatty, one of the biggest movie stars of the 60s, 70s, and 80s.
He was very friendly. Him and Gary Shandling struck up a friendship. And Gary schlepped me along a handful of nights. And he had just started having kids.
In his 50s, right?
I guess so.
Late 40s.
Gary and I, of course, had no idea what he was doing or why.
Yeah.
And
why is this bear
said,
riding a unicycle? Yeah, go ahead.
And we would kind of question him about it. You know, what's it like? You know, what are you doing? I remember him taking me into a room in his mansion, and it was filled with toys. He goes, "This used to be my office." And then there was just this room filled with little kid toys. And, you know, again, disconnected. You don't understand it. He said, and this must be his line. He says, one of the nice things God does is that he doesn't let people who don't have kids know what they're missing. That's the line you mean.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And then you have them, and a part of your brain opens up.
Yeah, and then a network opens up that you didn't know was in there.
Yeah.
And you go, oh.
Okay.
So there's another side to this sex thing. The sex thing seems very interesting and stimulating.
Great.
But they don't just do it for that. They had there's a second act to this play.
Yes.
There's a reason they made it like that.
As exciting and
interesting as it is.
Yes. This is a different, more profound. Having a child and is more profound and more interesting.
I used to say, well, anything could be interesting, but I used to say it's like having sex from the other side.
I don't even know what that means. But
well, you're on one side when you have sex, right? You're
right.
on one side. There's another side. There's a whole other side.
Right. Yes. It's like the alternative world.
Yeah.
I've never really heard you talk about being a parent.
Mm-hmm.
You've told me about it, but I just want you.
I hope you don't see this as me bashing you, Sean.
Nope.
Your hurt feelings are less important than the tens of thousands of people that watch this show not having babies. And one day I will get through my baby file, but it's hundreds of emails. Maybe I'll just make it a free video. And then when I do an interview and they're like, so white supremacy, is that your thing? I'll just send them that link of 1 million babies and fathers going, thank you for telling me to have babies. It's been the best thing that ever happened to me. What did Jimmy Carr say? He said, I thought I was winning because I didn't have kids. And then I realized I'm just winning at a very low stakes poker game. And that's what it is. You're like the king of your bedroom when you don't have kids. You're king of the block when you have kids. But they've been told to forgo that and focus on their stupid careers. Okay. How can we help you with your terrible career? Well, let's do a deal where we can only invest in female companies.
Called the College Fund Killer. It consists of companies run by women, founded by women, IPO'd by women within the last 10 years. Out of 2,500 companies, that's only 5 companies. So if you invest in this fund, and you have done so within the past 5 years, this is the return you're expecting. It's called the College Fund Killer.
Wait, go back to those companies.
Yeah.
Bumble was one, right? Isn't it funny how they at least 20%? Stop. So what are these things?
Stitch Fix, a pharma company. What is Amesite, or is that Amesite?
I'm guessing these are stupid things. Like yet another. Amesite develops AI-driven B2C and B2B applications, primarily focusing on the healthcare sector. Isn't that what got that guy killed? Luigi killed him because AI was rejecting patients without a heart. Athera Pharma, that's probably just cheaper prescriptions. Athera Pharma is a late clinical stage American biopharmaceutical company developing small molecule therapeutics targeting neurodegenerative diseases such as Alzheimer's and pain. Okay, well, that's impressive.
Yeah.
That's one. I'll give you that one. Out of 2,500 companies, we got one really cool one.
Stitch Fix is just a clothing like website thing. And the other one.
So wait, Stitch Fix is just a place to buy clothes.
Yeah. Black Line? Okay. Black Line is a agentic. What does that mean?
So I guess Stitch Fix is like a stylist. So they get to know your look, and then they send you ideas, and they send you outfits that you can try on, and you don't have to keep them. And they've got a very loose return policy, which sounds expensive. So what are we at now?
What is that? 2? Then Black Line is an AI finance accounting team.
Okay. You know, AI is a very good way to get investment.
And their website doesn't load, apparently. It's been loading forever.
It doesn't load?
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, someone is sending us a message pretty clearly here. Okay, here's an interesting story about how women are so agreeable they get brainwashed easy, and then men kowtow to them.
1984, George Orwell wrote, "It was always the women, and above all, the young ones, who were the most bigoted adherents of the party, the swallowers of slogans, the amateur spies and nosers out of unorthodoxy."
He wasn't being misogynistic, he was making a psychological observation. In his view, women, particularly in their role as caregivers and moral enforcers, tend to prioritize safety and compassion over risk and freedom. And that instinct, while natural, is easily weaponized by totalitarian systems. When conformity is marketed as compassion and control is rebranded as care, the state taps into the feminine psyche to enforce ideological obedience. Now consider this. Men will do almost anything to attract a mate, so when the state captures women through propaganda, redefining tyranny as empathy and compliance as virtue, men follow, especially those who can't compete in the traditional dating market. They feminize themselves and trade strength for submission. This is what evolutionary biologists call the sneaky f***er strategy, low-status males mimicking feminine traits or moral positions in hopes of reproductive access. And while all of this unfolds, families disintegrate. Single motherhood, a top predictor of poverty and social dysfunction, becomes the norm. Children from single-parent homes are far less likely to climb the economic ladder, and who steps in as provider and protector? Not the father, the state. But here's the kicker. The state is funded disproportionately by men, so rather than supporting the women they married and raised children with directly, men subsidize the state, which in turn provides for women through social programs. Why? Because women have been propagandized to see every relationship as a power dynamic, except one with the state, which is ironically the centralization of raw power. They've been told that to rely on a man is weakness, but to rely on a bureaucracy is empowerment. This is not progress. This is dependency with a new face. And both men and women are suffering. The childless middle-aged woman and the incel are two sides of the same broken culture. A woman without her own child often directs her maternal instinct towards abstract causes, infantilizing minorities under the guise of social justice.
And saying
what we are
Jews
witnessing from
can't get raped.
psychologically unwell men and women is Nietzsche's concept of resentiment, envy dressed up as morality. The strong became evil, the weak became good, strength became tyranny. We now live in a pathologically soft society that sides even with those who harm it, where punishing crime feels unfair and victimhood is the highest virtue. Nietzsche called them the tarantulas, those who preach justice but act from bitterness. They don't want to uplift the weak, they want to drag down the strong. Orwell saw them too. Quote, "Most middle-aged socialists, while theoretically pining for a classless society, cling like glue to their miserable fragments of social prestige." In 1984, George...
That's what I think you're a racist is. You're a bigot. Get the fuck out of here. They always say get out of here with your bullshit, you fascist. I think it's a form of snobbery. And we don't have the class system in America the way Britain does. So we invent it ourselves. And now the hierarchy is, I think better than you. So you're below me, so get out of here with your racism. You fucking loser. All we're trying to do is fix society, make things better. Okay, here's before we get to the mailbag, we've got childless versus the non-childless. And this is an interesting juxtaposition.
Or Nana, as she was known to her 47 grandchildren, was our family's rock. a rock of chicken pot pie, chicken soup, and her famous apple cobbler. She held this family together, all 200 of us. She was like a rock in the ocean. You look, and the wave crashes over the rock, and you say, that rock must be gone. But then you look through the pouring, icy rain, and as the foam recedes, Nana was still there, holding her chicken pot pie, saying, come, take a bite. We love you, Nana. Hey, John, before you leave tonight, could you do me a favor? I got this huge pile of unclaimed ashes sitting in my office. Could you just put them into a black garbage bag and just toss them into the dumpster in the alley for me? It'll take like 10 seconds. Yeah, no one's ever going to come and claim these ones. No family, children, grandchildren, anything like that. It's quite sad, but looking at them makes me even sadder. So just get them out of there. We need to clear some space in there. Thank you. Have a great night.
Too long.
Ruth.
He should have done that way shorter. Grab the ashes, put them in the bag. It'll take about 10 seconds. The end.
Yep.
Yeah. Brevity is wit. Okay, this is the last one. A calf is not a child. Sorry. And this is the redirection we were just learning about. Re-sentimentality or whatever Nietzsche called it. Morning routine with my baby cow. Holy shit, lady. Is the white carpet a way to make us forget that shit's everywhere? You can't have coffee there, Dingles.
Yeah.
Is there any music or anything?
I think it's doing that weird thing Facebook's been doing.
You sure you haven't clicked something?
Yeah. See right there.
Yeah. So her and her cow watch cartoons in the morning. Now they go to the barn. The fucking thing is starving to death. Look at that. It needs milk so badly. It's trying to get up to 7,000 pounds. Me and my baby cow and nothing else. That's my whole life, boys and girls. Yay. You're still hungry? Now it's time for walkies. She's got a little leash. So there's tedious little twinkle twinkle music in the background. We need to fix this too, Sean.
Yeah.
It's 9:16 a.m. We've barely begun the day. Look at all the shit you got to do with this stupid thing. I think I'd rather just eat it, thanks. 10 a.m. cuddles. And that's only 10 a.m. Wow. That was tough to watch. I saw all of those things as equally horrible. The empty church bit with the bag of ashes, the cow, those 7 businesses where like 2 of them were decent. What a mess we're trying to fix here. And, you know, it's called just following your instincts. Trust your gut. You got a bad feeling about those. You're probably right. She wants to kill everyone. That's probably not a great place to be. Okay, let's get to the mailbag.
What's the difference? Sit on down and grab a bud. Hanging out with Gavin Dud. We all know fiction's for facts. Let's get into Gavin's mailbag.
This is fun. Someone sent us a race interruption. How much interference is allowed? Call me a stickler, but shouldn't a race be about individual perseverance? Getting dragged across the line is not meritocracy. This clip from the Cocodona 250 has gone viral and is being hailed as a powerful moment, but you didn't end the race. This is the sort of the opposite of an interruption. Just screaming. Not even like, yeah. Oh, no. Like, can we put you in a wheelchair? Their heart's in the right place. This is the difference between men and women. Women think this is awesome, and men just go, oh, I hope you're happy. Yay! Oh, he's literally being dragged across the finish line. And he's dead. Is that what you do when a gimp passes out? You wash their cheek? You rub their cheek? Did you know that?
No.
I just watched your appearance on Piers Morgan. I just want to say you're the man. I was hoping the whole time you'd make fun of their accent, and you nailed it at the end. You're the man, Gav. Great job. May I ask what they pay you per segment? 0. Just wondering if not where I killed it, G-Dog. And then for that thing in with Brandon Straka, I just did it for a first-class plane ticket and a hotel because I see it as a way to promote the this company. You keep saying unite the right rally instead of unite the kingdom. Okay. That's a mistake. Circumcision. Hey, G-Dog, my friend, my girlfriend of 7 months, she's 25, is having a tough time getting off the circumcision train. It came a few days ago, and although I brought up all the classic points, she seems to be struggling with the thought of not circumcising our son. It's none of your business. I don't think women should have a say. If and when we have one, she's open about the topic and not combative. I just need a little help getting. Isn't it my body, my choice? FYI, like if you don't have a uterus, you can't talk about abortion. They say. FYI, I'm circumcised. We're both good old white Americans. If that is relevant, blah blah blah. Zach, I go. What are her arguments? And he says she believes it's cleaner, looks better, and is more normal, so he won't be made fun of. She seems to be slowly agreeing with me, or at least respecting it. And so I said to her, okay, cleaner, yes. It is cleaner to shave your entire body of all hair and wear a mask at all times. It's much cleaner. We don't need to do such extreme things. It's easy to wash your every 3 days. Even just give it a once over in the sink if it's been a while. So cleaner is an old thing. The other argument that the frenulum occasionally rips, yeah, I mean, you get cut. It doesn't happen. I don't know what the percentage is, but it's very rare. And it goes away in like 2 or 3 weeks. That's like saying don't play in the playground because you might skin your knee. And then as far as not being made fun of, in America today, about 50% of babies are not getting circumcised. So your locker rooms are going to be half Darth Vaders and half Snuffleupagus. We used to fight each other at parties. I would say our call for the guys with foreskins was awooga. And I'd look around the room and I pretty much knew who was circumcised and who wasn't. Our crew was like 12 guys. And I would look and I'd think, uh-oh, I think the numbers are in our favor. And I would go, awooga, awoo. And then all the other foreskin guys would start doing that. And then the circumcised guys, their call was snip, 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 snip. So we're doing these big, huge Maori calls. And they were all like snip, 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 snip. And then we would go to either sides of the room and then attack each other, fight, and then rip off our underwear.
That means you're gay.
We would rip off the waistband, atomic wedgies. And whoever got the most wedgies in won. And one time, I'll never forget, I go down Paul McCarthy's, the back of his pants to grab his waistband, and guess what I feel?
Poo-poo and such?
No, good guess.
Okay.
Took you a while. Nothing. He knew this was coming tonight, and as a prank, he went with no underwear, so my hand was sliding across his buttocks.
Oh, I see.
As he looked up, smiling. It's a good gag. One time, they all held me down, and Tom Williams goes, I got to fart. So they held me down, and Tom Williams was going to pull his pants down and fart bare ass on my face. With obviously, there's a risk there of a little chunk maybe hitting me on the cheek.
Some pink eye?
And pink eye, sure, I couldn't move. So I was like, Brain, I need help here. Tom, I'm watching Tom's hairy fucking ass come towards me. And they've caught me, they're holding down my arms and everything. And at the last second, I just go, and I hork the biggest greener you've ever seen. It hits his anal hairs and it's dangling down like a sock. And he just goes, and then runs into the bathroom to wash off my saliva off of his anus. Thanks, brain, I said. And then they were all laughing so hard they gave up holding me down. But yeah, 50% of the population isn't doing it anymore. And, you know, Jews do it, Muslims do it, but in America, it became popular due to neither of those groups. Muslims never existed before past 30, 20 years, and they were 1%. It might be up to 1.8 now. Jews, 2%, 3%. Dr. Joseph Kellogg of Kellogg's Cornflakes decided that teenage boys play too much, sort of like the guy we opened the show with. And so he thought, let's make it feel less good. And then they won't be constantly with it. So let's make the top less sensitive by removing skin. You're messing with God's design. And number 5, I've told you that the design is you put the food at the or the bowl and you push and the skin stays there and you just glide right in. You don't need lube. Isn't that a good design?
So if you enjoyed that clip,
then subscribe to Compound Censored using this promo code.